Welcome to Nach Simanim. I am Jacob Thomas, and today we will be learning Shmuel aleph, perek chaf gimel. This perek starts with David hearing that the city of Keilah was about to be destroyed and attacked by the Plishtim. So, even as a fugitive running away from the king, he asks the Rimvatumim, which are warned by Evyatar from the last perek who escaped Nov after the massacre of Shaul. He asks it, hey, should I go kill these Plishtim? Then the Urim V'Tumim from God answers, yes, and you will defeat them. And he goes and defeats the Plishtim, and he recovers stolen livestock, and he shows that even as a fugitive from the king, he could still save his people. Now, Shaul hears that he's in Keilah, and he sees it as an opportunity to get him. Now, through the ephod, the Urim V'Tumim, Ebyarta the priest asks Hashem, will the citizens of Keilah surrender me to Shaul? And God answers that they will. So David and his now 600 men flee immediately before it's too late. Now, David is hiding in the wilderness, and Yonatan makes a secret journey to come and visit him, not with weapons to attack him, but to encourage him, to keep him going. And they redo the covenant that was between them, the bond of friendship and brotherhood. And Yonatan said to David, don't be afraid, for my father, Shaul, he will not hurt you. And you shall be king over Israel, and I shall be next to you. Now, at Tzelah Hamachloka, Shaul's forces nearly corner David, and the trap is closing in. But suddenly, Shaul hears about a Plishti raid that needs his immediate attention. And right when David is supposed to be attacked, David is saved. And he names it Tzelah Hamachlakot, the rock of escape, as a reminder that this is where God saved him miraculously. Now, as a recap, we have David saving Keilah when they were about to be destroyed by the Plishtim. We have the inquiry of the ephod by David to see if he should escape Keilah, first to save it, then to see if he should leave. Then we have Yonatan visiting David in the forest, and we have Tzelah Hamachlakot, which is the place that David called when he was miraculously saved from the hands of Shaul. We are in perek chaf gimel, so just like Zichru, we use Kugelach, which is a game kids play. Excuse me. Now with the simon, David plays Kugelach to save the city of Keilah. This reminds us how Keilah was about to be destroyed by the Plishtim. And David asked the Urim V'Tumim if he should save them. And it answers yes, and he asks if he should win, and it says yes. So he goes and saves the city. This is when Shaul hears that David is there and goes to try to corner him. David asks the Urim V'Tumim again, should he leave? The Urim V'Tumim says yes. And Shaul then tries and is almost cornered on David and is about to get on him when he hears that there's a Plishtim raid that he has to immediately attend to, saving David's life. So one more time with the simon, David plays Kugelach to save the city of Keilah. Kugelach, chaf gimel. Okay, for perek Bachazar, starting with perek Yud Tet, in which we use a yacht. Shaul attempts to drive a yacht over David, but Michal helps him escape in time. This reminds us how Shaul, time and time again, tried to kill David, first sending his soldiers, then sending a spear at him. Then David ran home. He left at the middle of the night before Shaul can capture in the morning, and Michal created a dummy to try to make sure they didn't see him, pretending he was sick. Now, perek chaf, cafe. Yonatan in the cafe shoots a warning arrow to the server to send a message. This reminds us how David went to Yonatan and said, hey, your father is trying to kill me. Yonatan's like, okay, we'll create a plan. And the plan they create is based on how Yonatan shoots the arrows further or closer after he meets with his father to see how's his demeanor, hearing that David was not at the Suda Rosh Chodesh that night. And in the end, Yonatan realizes his father wants to kill David, sends David the message, and they hug, and David goes on his way, leaving to Nov in perek chaf aleph, in which we use a ka, because Bostonians pronounce kar as ka. David drives away from Nov in his car with the bread he got at the store. So David drives away from Nov, which reminds us how David went to Nov because he was starving. He needed food. He got the Kohanim to give him the lechem apanim that he then goes away with, also with Goliath's sword. And Doeg was there, which is important for perek chaf beis, in which we use a cab. David drives away from. David's followers get into a cab to depart Nov. This reminds us how after Doeg came back to Shaul, he told him that the Kohanim are making a conspiracy with David, not Hamelech yet. So Shaul is really angry, and he sends people to try to destroy Nov. The only one that ends up actually agreeing to this is Doeg HaDomi. And he completely obliterates the city. Eviatar escapes and goes to David with the Urim V'Tumim. Now, a 9+1 question pop quiz. In which perek does David save Keilah from the Plishtim? Perek Chaf Gimel. In which perek does the idol of Dagon fall before the Aron HaKodesh? Perek Hey. In which perek does Yonatan visit David in the forest of Choresh? Perek Chaf Gimel. In which perek does Israel demand a king like all the other nations? Perek Chet. In which perek does Shmuel rebuke Shaul for offering the sacrifice at Gilgal? Perek Yud Gimel. In which perek does Shaul spare Agag against Hashem's command? Perek Tet Vav. In which perek is David secretly anointed by Shmuel in Beit Lechem? Perek Tet Zayin. In which perek does Michal put a statue in David's bed to trick Shaul's guards, pretending that he is sick? Perek Yud Tet. In which perek does David eat the showbread and receive Goliath's sword, lechem upon him? Perek Chaf Aleph. Shoftim bonus question. In which perek does Gidon test Hashem with the fleece of wool, whether it becomes dry or wet? Perek Vav. That is it for today. May we be zocheh to finish all of Nach, one perek at a time, and remember it day after day. Have a wonderful day.